Welcome to Life Stories with Bussy. Today we have the story of Mr. John Agu. Mr. John Agu and his first wife were great friends. They grew up together and they got married. They were married for 5 years and they didn't have any children. By the 6th year, the wife conceived and they were excited. It was a beautiful journey for them as they expected their twins. They were expecting twins and they were excited and thrilled. Unfortunately, Mrs. Agu died at childbirth. The twins still didn't make it. This was devastating for Mr. Agu. For the next 5 years, he didn't get himself together. He was sad. It wasn't just himself. 5 years after much pressure, he decided that he was going to start dating, because at this point, his parents, especially his mother, they pressurized him into getting into a relationship. He was already in his mid-40s and they felt that he needed to get married and have children and all that. So in church, he noticed a lady who was very committed. She was very committed. She was always at all the church functions. If there was anything to be done, you could trust Sister Coco to do this. She was very committed. Sister Coco did everything possible. She was always in church. She was in almost all the departments and all that. He decided that he was going to take Sister Coco on a date. Mr. John Agu invited Sister Coco for a date. They had a date together and he wanted to know why a beautiful woman like Sister Coco wasn't married. Sister Coco explained that she had been married before, but her husband was always beating her. He was always beating her and all that. And so because of that, he had to leave the marriage. He had to leave the marriage because she had lost 3 pregnancies. She had miscarried 3 times. And so, Mr. John Agu empathized with her and he decided to be a friend. They became friends, they became close, then they started talking marriage. And eventually they got married. But Sister Coco insisted that they had to get married in a village. When Mr. John Agu went to see Sister Coco's father, the father said, "Has she told you everything?" Mr. John Agu didn't particularly understand what the father meant by everything, but he said yes, that he knew all about the story. At the point when Sister Coco's father was talking to Mr. John, she was trying to caution her father not to say too much, but Mr. John Agu didn't think about it too much. They got married and it was fine. They were fine. They were living fine. First year, second year, third year. At the beginning of the 3rd year, John was worried that she had not conceived. He didn't want to belabor the issue, but he just felt that they should go to the hospital and see the doctors to check what was happening. Sister Coco said that she had her own doctor that they could visit, that she had been seeing a particular gynecologist and she would like to see a doctor. So they went together to see this doctor. The doctor told them that the only option for them was surrogacy or adoption. At the mention of this, Sister Coco burst into tears. She got very emotional. She started crying. She said she didn't want to adopt a child. She didn't want anything like that. Her husband tried to calm her down, told her that, look, we could love this child like our own. You don't really have to. She was really like, she really made a lot of drama about adoption or about surrogacy. The husband decided to leave it for a while till she was emotionally stable. John was an estate manager and he had a couple of estates he was managing. There was a day that two guys came and he had to show them around. While he was showing them around, one of the guys received a call and I told them to hold on, that he had to pick up the call. And when he picked up the call, he was talking to his wife apparently. And he seemed excited. He asked after his baby and all that. So when the man was finished with his call, his friend said, look at you, you're really glowing. He was like, thank God, oh, finally I have a child. And the friend said, God has delivered you from Coco. And the man responded, may we never see the likes of Coco in our lives. At this, John smiled and he told the 2 men proudly that he had a beautiful and awesome wife named Coco. He even went ahead to show them the picture of his wife. I need to pause. I need to take something before I continue this story. The two men looked at themselves, looked at each other in an awkward way, and the next thing they said was, Mr. John Agu, we will see you very soon. We need to go urgently. And so it was an awkward moment, and the men left. And so John was wondering what was happening. He wondered why they were behaving like that. But he figured that they could know something about his wife. Some days after, he went to one of them's office and then went to meet the man to try to get more information. The man said it wasn't him, that it was his friend. So he persisted and he went to the man's office. After much persuasion, the man told John that Coco was his first wife and that she couldn't have children because her uterus and fallopian tubes had been scarred due to frequent abortions in the past. John was confused. It was like, no, she said that you used to be her, and then because she was involved in a lot of domestic violence, she miscarried 3 times. The guy was amused because he said that Sister Coco was never pregnant at any time. And that what she used to do was that she would slice her skin with blade, generally make herself look as if she was beaten, and she begins to shout out and take pictures and show people that he was maltreating her, that he never touched her. John was shocked. This was news to him. I mean, Sister Coco was in church. She was committed. Everybody knew her. She was like, you know, the go-to person in church. He didn't believe the story, so he decided to go to the doctor. And when he interrogated the doctors confirmed his fear and told him that, didn't your wife tell you she can never have children because she doesn't even have a womb to carry one? Mr. Jonago hasn't gone home since then. Do you think that this marriage is over? What do you really think? What do you think he should do? Till next time. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share.